So I have up here with me some fabulous people, and we also have Darius, who's going to introduce everybody up here. But this section of the networking is really just for us to do some self-promoting, okay? But also because being a #1 bestseller on Amazon, yeah, right. That is actually only achieved by less than 5% of the entire world's population.
Yeah. We're a statistic.
Yeah. So partly I want to say thank you for everybody for being a part of the book, but also to recognize you for your hard work in getting the book to being #1 best-selling book on Amazon, okay? Because not everybody can do that.
I was planning to start with a little bit of bio, so everybody knows kind of the background of where everybody came from and why they're.
Can you tell us about yourself first?
Why we listen to them. Myself, why I'm in the picture is because I married one of Don's daughters, and yeah, that's about it. I do represent the builder who sponsored the home, and of course, a couple of goodies in your gift bags. Adeola is the founder and managing partner of Ascendi Capital Incorporated, a private investment firm specializing in niche real estate assets like multifamily properties, RV campsites, mini self-storage and car washes across Western Canada. He's currently leading a roll-up strategy to acquire and consolidate car wash businesses. With close to 20 years in private equity, Adeola has advised and invested over $1 billion across sectors, including real estate, energy, and logistics. Before founding Ascendi, he led alternative investments like at TAK Asset Management and held senior role at Kapafrik Group.
Kapafrik.
I apologize earlier for butchering it. And Abu Cab, contributing to major projects like $42 million bond issue and $370 million hydropower deal. Marc is a real estate investor who specializes in finding and creating value with a focus on profitable land assemblies and strategic exits. He is an expert housing provider, building community through long, medium, and short-term rentals. Marc is active on both sides of financing, borrowing, and private lending, and brings a well-rounded understanding of real estate transactions. He also serves on the Strata Council of 150-unit mixed-use complex, gaining hands-on experience with both residential and commercial properties. Passionate about sharing his knowledge, Marc coaches new and intermediate investors, helping them grow their portfolios with confidence and strategy. Lona has worked in the technology industry since 1998 and enjoys supporting her clients and serving others. Her real estate journey began after attending Rich Dad Poor Dad seminar, which led her to partner with a doctor in Canmore to pursue further education through Tiger Learning. Inspired by rent-to-own model, Lona saw it as a way to help people overcome barriers to home ownership. Since then, she's expanded her experience to include buy and hold properties and private investments with fellow real estate investors. From 2018 to 2023, Lona served on Leduc Condo Association Board. She's also the long-term secretary of Edmonton Real Estate Investors Association, Alberta's oldest real estate club, where she's been active since 2012. In this role, she organizes board meetings, coordinates venues and speakers, and helps facilitate events that connect like-minded investors. At just 6 years old, in Kenya, Julie Hussein watched her single mother invest in real estate and build business while raising 3 children, planting the seed of Julie's long life passion for entrepreneurship and impact. Now based in Canada, Julie is an award-winning real estate investor and international risk management expert. She's raised over $3 million for breast cancer research and has launched 9 businesses across 5 countries. From art galleries and restaurants to eco-housing developments, Julie also served in humanitarian foreign aid with the Canadian International Development Agency, where she led global initiatives in governance and risk management. Her work has earned her national and international recognition. Julie's mission is rooted in her mother's legacy to build a world where single mothers and girls can gain financial independence through business ownership. Next one is Dawn. Dawn, building on 20 years of home schooling, home-based business, part-time jobs, volunteer roles, and working in the dairy industry, Dawn became a successful real estate investor. Dawn is the co-founder and managing partner of Abandoned Homes and Abandoned Hood under Sirdar Investments Corporation. Her real estate experience spans wholesaling, fix and flips, creative deals, single family, buy and holds, joint ventures, raising capital, and development. Based just outside Edmonton with her husband Lawrence, Dawn is proud mom of 4 and grandma of 5. She's sorry, I'm just counting. Grandma of 5, 5.5.
Oh!
She's also an avid cyclist, snowboarder, gardener, and lifelong learner. Huong Luu is a self-made millionaire who believes anyone, regardless of age, background, or finances, can achieve financial security. A chemical engineer graduate from Ryerson University, she bought her first property while still in school. Since then, Huong has grown her portfolio to over 99 doors across Southern Ontario, Edmonton, and Saskatchewan, and has facilitated nearly $1 million in private lending. Her specialties include buy and hold, lease options, and both residential and commercial properties. Huong is known for her ability to simplify real estate strategies and find solutions for any situation. She also supports others by offering private lending services and coaching on how to build wealth through real estate. You can tell us what inspired to contribute to rising above the rest.
For me, it was a book that I've been wanting to contribute towards. For me, I am still shy, even though I have all of those knowledges. And when I got the offer, I just jumped on it right away because I want to educate women and girls. So this was my first beginning of, and she knows I have 3 books. I have 3 books already written, but it was my first jump towards being an author.
Thank you. Dawn, what message do you hope the reader will take away from this?
Well, like I usually tell people, I did the fluff piece. It was about cycling halfway across Canada, and so the message that I wanted to provide with that is that it takes a lot of endurance, and there's a lot of struggles along the way, and you don't succeed without those struggles, and you don't succeed without keep going.
Mm-hmm. If you could go back and give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be?
Yeah, you'd have to go a long way back for me. When I grew up, I didn't have a lot of extra education from my mom and dad. My dad died early. My mom had to look after a young family, and all of the life skills that you learn from your parents, I didn't get that. So one thing I would think is that, the sooner you can get involved in real estate, it could help you exponentially by the time you hit my age. And, my goal right now is to try and do a financial teenage workshop, helping kids get that, because they don't get that information in school anymore.
So the best time to buy a house is yesterday. Got it.
20 years ago.
Best time to buy is when you can buy.
Was there a defining moment in your journey where you realized you had truly risen above the rest?
I started from a really modest beginning. So I was a tree planter and I moved from Quebec to plant trees here. And I knew this was not a career, but I just kept saving a little bit of money. So for me, buying a house was a huge endeavor. And I reached so many milestones that I never thought I would. And the first one was to buy a house. And the second one was to live with a whole bunch of people I really enjoyed. And they paid my mortgage and a little bit more. So it felt like, hey, I got my cake and eat it too. Yeah. And every year I would just hit a new milestone. And that first property I bought just really transformed my whole life. So I was hoping to be able to retire from this income. And when I saw it went well, I thought, well, I'll buy a second one. And then I thought, okay, if I have $1 million of mortgages and I pay those in 25 years, I can retire from my job because I'll be a millionaire in 25 years. And at that time, I didn't calculate any property value growth, but because I bought in Vancouver, that kind of went away. So I did really well on multiple levels. And I must say, every year I've been in real estate, you just kind of create a dream. And when that dream happens, you reach that milestone and it just propels you forward. And pretty much every year a new milestone was met, and it's a beautiful journey.
Well, you do paint a beautiful picture, but with that said, what was the biggest obstacle you faced along the way?
Oh, lots of obstacles. But no matter what you do, the second house I bought was actually a crack house. And I was very naive when I was young, and I didn't know. I just thought it was poor people. But and I thought the landlord was just helping out poor people. And then, after I bought the property, the neighbor came and he's like, "Are you the guy that killed your tenant?" So then I went on Google, and it was all over the news that somebody got the landlord killed one of his tenants in the house I just bought.
Oh my.
So that was a bit of a rock and roll ride for a while. Yeah.
You carried a big stick. Eh?
Yeah.
Well, it was an uncomfortable feeling.
Uncomfortable feeling. Yeah.
But I really turned it around, so I kindly send the people to find another place to live. Mm-hmm. And that was another challenge, so I didn't know how to evict people. And when I told them, look, I'm going to renovate, you have to leave, all the good tenants left, and all the bad ones stayed. Okay, what do I do now? So I'd ask advice from people that didn't do real estate, and I had some really bad advice. And a guy on my hockey team, he's like, hey, let's just go beat him up. And I'm like, I'm not sure that's really good. So the better advice I got was, I called the city and I said, look, I got in over my head here. Like, I bought this house and I thought it was something different, and these people on crack, and then he's like, oh yeah, we know the house. So
When the city knows the house, there's a problem,
yes,
right?
it's not a good sign. Yeah. And the guy, I said, what do you do? You guys own houses? Like, how do you get rid of people like this? Like, I don't know. Like, and then I didn't want to quit my job just to evict people, so I had to pay for the mortgage, and now nobody was paying me, so. And there were some pretty nasty people, like once you're on crack, like they would go pin down and then you'd come in and it's like, okay, I gotta do an inspection here, and you come in, you plug your nose, you go as fast as you can, and all the fruit flies are attacking you. It's like, oh my God, how can they live in this? And in the end, the guy from the city told me who he used to evict people. And then he took my license away, and I said, guys, you gotta leave, I got no license, you're not allowed to be here. And then I hired this professional who did everything for me legally, and he evicted the people through the rental tenancy board. At that time, it was still doable. I don't know if that happened nowadays. It's in Vancouver. It's quite difficult to evict people. But in those days, like, I had a guy named Stefano, and he was an expert, and he was able to evict the people. And then I had a clean slate, and I did really well with this house in the end. Yeah.
Do you still have that property?
No, I sold that in the land assembly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I sold that and that was my exit strategy from the beginning. So it was a 9-bed, well, when I bought it, it was a 13-bedroom house. If you counted the closet, that landlord was. So I demolished a few walls, I rebuilt a kitchen downstairs, and I'm a people lover, so I always wanted to have a youth hostel, but that zoning was illegal to do that there. So I was allowed to rent by the month. So what I did, I rented a furnished place with to people that were traveling. And it's a great market because you don't get what they call professional tenants. So you get travelers, and the travelers come. I could charge a little bit of a premium because it's furnished. And as long as they stayed longer than 3 months, I'd take them in. But my whole objective was to create a community. And the community was beautiful. Like, sometimes I'd come from my forestry projects and I wouldn't even tell my partner I was in town because I wanted to see how my properties were doing. So I'd go to my properties and then I'd take a day to go visit everybody and see what was going on. And the vibe was actually, it went from me going in the house with my nose plugged, running as fast as I can and feeling scritchy and dirty after, to feeling really good because the people were loving where they lived. And I got rewarded financially, but I also got rewarded by really helping that segment of population. So it was a fantastic experience. Yes.
Thank you. Adi, how would you stay hearing the good and the bad? Let's say if you encounter a bad situation, how do you stay motivated?
I think I don't focus so much on the negative, right? I remember when I was still, even before I got to uni, we have this certain exam that we have to write back in Nigeria. It's called JAM. So you might get JAM. So I think I got JAM maybe like 4 times, because to go to uni you need to pass that exam. And I didn't pass. Think about it maybe for 5 minutes and move on to the next thing. Because just wallowing in that is not going to fit what happened. I move on to the next thing. What can I do that's going to motivate me? What's the end result? Okay, I'm going to pass the next one. So I start working towards it. Same thing when it comes to investing, right? In some cases, you buy a business not doing as good as you think it's going to do, but wallowing in it, will it fix the problem? No, it wouldn't fix the problem. But the outcome, the positive outcome that, I'm going to succeed on the next one, that would keep me going. And just, the next one is going to be great. That's been good so far, right? Just focusing on the positive that, the next thing is going to be great. I'm working towards 5 million, 100 million, 200 million. So the fact that I've lost 10,000 or 50,000, I'm not going to focus so much on that, because the end game is 100 million. So what is 5,000? What's it going to do to me? Or 50,000, right? Of course, the cost of capital is cost of investing, it's cost of operating a business, but in the end, does it get you closer to your goal? If you write an exam you didn't pass, that doesn't take anything away from you. You learn from that, you grow from that, then you try better the next time. So I think failings at times, helps us to grow better, because maybe you didn't learn something, that's why you failed, or maybe that's why the business didn't work out the way it's supposed to. So you go back to the drawing board. What did I do right? Or maybe I didn't model it properly. Maybe I didn't talk to the right person. As you learn from that, and you grow, and just focus on the positive outcome. That's basically it, and that's what has helped me thus far. I mean, I moved here about 6 years ago, from Nigeria, with everything I've got. Right, got here hoping that I was going to get a job. I didn't get any job. Right, so I was overqualified for most roles. overqualified. For going to about 2 years, there was no job, and we're just living on savings. I decided that, okay, my plan was 2 to 3 years, get to Canada, work with a good friend, build a relationship, and set up my own shop. And going to about 2 years, that didn't happen. I decided to go ahead and set up my company. Right, that was about 5 years ago now. And we are still here. So where we started from and where we are right now, we built great credibility in the market. That people know us now. 5 years ago, nobody knew us, Sandy, but today people, oh, I know your company. So that's motivation, the fact that tomorrow is going to be better than yesterday.
Thank you. Next question is for Huong. What role has community and collaboration played in your success story?
That's a good question. So when I started off in real estate, I was a lone wolf for a very, very long time. And it was only about 2019 when I started partnering up with people and doing joint ventures and partnering up. And what I really found was that being able to partner up and have a community really helped me scale my real estate portfolio. Like, I'm working on an 8-plex right now that I wouldn't even have dreamt about doing, right? But I was able to partner up with Don here to do it, right? I partnered up with Addie to work on our car wash and a 44-unit building, right? And so without the community and without partnerships, I wouldn't have been able to scale. And one of the things that I've always found really difficult is asking for help, asking for the support. And since 2018, 2019, having that network now has allowed me to get through so many difficult times, like especially during COVID, having the after ripple effects of COVID in real estate, right? I couldn't have gotten through and be where I am right now without the support in the community that I have.
Thank you. It's a quick one. What advice did you get earlier in your career that really helped you today?
I think, well, my inspiration is my mom. My mentor is my mom. My idol is my mom. My hero is my mom. She's a single mother of 4, and she owns properties in 9 different countries, and she's still buying properties. She has opened businesses in all of those different countries. And one of the things that she said was the best thing that you could do for yourself is to be your own boss. And that's what I want to teach, is basically I really want my daughter, by the way, who just got a grant and scholarship in 2 different universities to become an architect. Right? So what I want to teach her is that you can do and dream bigger than what you are. With God's grace, with the universe's grace, you could do it. And I actually was homeless. I've lived on the streets. The only thing that I actually continued doing is going to school, and got my master's degree. I have my PMP. It's just because I forced myself to become more. Right? And I always force myself to be more than what I am. Just dream big, and then you could dream actually bigger. Because that dream is just smaller than what you could achieve.
Thank you. Tell us about what is next for each of you after the book. Do you have any projects, goals on the horizon?
I think I already alluded that I wanted to do a financial workshop for teenagers. and I've been doing a lot of research on it. I'm trying to figure out a way that I can, get the presenters in and try and do it like, with some of maybe the area's parents, kids.
Thank you.
For me, it's I still do want my women and girl school in certain different parts of Africa and maybe the world. And I just want to educate as many visible minorities or segregated women to achieve more.
Thank you. Mark?
My next step, I guess, I'm doing a little bit of private lending, a little bit of investing in real estate, but what I'm looking for is the next home run. So I had 4 home run already. And what I describe as a home run is a property like the crack house I bought.
Don't do that again.
I mean, I graduated from that, but what I got out of that one and those 4 other home runs was I really provided something to the people I was serving. So I really want to serve the people and I want to be compensated well for it and exceed all expectations. And those 4 did that. I did it 4 times, looking for a 5th.
Nice. Thank you. Adi?
I just want to make money. Then I can do other things. Right. Right now we're working on a car wash roll-up. We're targeting $100 million exit. We started at 50, but now we know that we can get to $100 million exit in 5 to 7 years. So I want to make money. That's what we're working on. So basically that's it. So everything else comes with that. Then I can help people. I can't help people if I can't help myself.
You can't, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you. Don?
Same thing. I want to make money.
I support that.
Both of you need to update that too. I want to make money for all.
I just want to make
So I'm working with Huong to make money for Huong right now, and this Aplex, and I'm also doing other boots on the ground work for people right now, just from Vancouver. And concierge services for things that people need to get done. I am also raising capital for this building in the Duke, so it's a 62-unit building, and
We are raising.
yes, and Julie is also as well.
Yes.
And so that's what I'm working on right now, and so raising capital. That's something that
How much do you need?
3.5 million.
3.5 million.
It's gonna
Yeah,
write a
is
check
the
though.
raise? Yeah, 3.5 million. So.
And
Yeah.
it's we have Habitat for Humanity, who's our partner, and the city of Leduc.
Yeah, it's good.
So it's a purpose built.
So the next thing for me is finishing up the 8plex and then moving into creating a fund with the D at the end to help investors make cash flow before refinancing on the next place. So I'm getting into stocks and tying that into using robots to help us make very smart strategic moves in buying it. And we're seeing anywhere from 30+ return so far on our
Crypto as
testing.
well or just stocks?
Stocks, yeah. So the idea behind the stocks is to create a fund so people can invest in it, make cash flow from that so that they can buy real estate with that and not have to wait all the time for the refinancing of other investment properties.
Thank you.
How did it all start?
This beautiful, beautiful genius. She contacted us.
Sorry, I didn't know who you were pointing at.
Oh, me.
Oh, okay.
So this is my 4th book that I put together.
Nice.
And one of the reasons why I decided to put together the book was my last book was 5 years old. And I thought, you know what, I know such amazing people in my network who could really use a book to get their message out. And one of the things that I found with having a book is that it builds better quality relationships and it continues having your quality conversations continue. And so this is a very fancy business card, but it opens doors and gets you that meeting at the table.
Yeah. Since the book, I've been receiving a lot of comments, and I think we all have been receiving, speaking opportunities. And so my part of the book is risk management. So, and everyone brings their own speciality in the book. So it's not just real estate, it's real estate in every single way. Mindset,
Car washes.
Mindset as well.
Well, more cocoa sharing.
Cocoa sharing, yeah. And so we all have something to bring. So each chapter that you read in the book, you get a new different idea. Yeah.
Well, thank you everybody for giving us the time.
Yes.
Please help yourself to more food.
Yes.
Please continue with the networking. And I highly suggest that if you haven't connected with the other authors in the book, please connect with them, get their phone number, plan to meet with them after this networking event, and just continue the conversation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Lona Chow. I was one of the authors in our book, and it was a great learning experience, great stories, great people to work with, and I had a gas. And I'm hoping to do something like this again in the future, and hopefully it'll be a great challenge. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Julie Hussein. What I got out of the book is this huge net worth that honestly that I was looking for, having been back in Canada and having lost so many of my people and during the process that I was out of the country. This book reconnected me with a lot of like-minded people, and that's just priceless. It's priceless, we forget how important it is.
Hi, I'm Sirdar, and I have a chapter in this book, Rising Above, and I enjoyed the process. I always joke that I did the fluff piece, but the reality is the mindset that goes into everything is super important. So my chapter has to do with mindset, and it was a good process. It was something that I've spoken on before, and I related it to real estate, and so I enjoyed the process. I like writing, and I appreciate Huong for putting this together with us and being the support and the pusher that she is, because she pushes you to go beyond your comfort zone, and that also helped to rise above. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Marc Robillard. I contributed a chapter in this book here, and the reason I did this was to basically understand myself and the steps I took to get where I was. Another reason was for others to be able to follow in my steps, and I'm happy to have contributed.
Hi, my name is Adeola Oladimeji. You can call me Ade. I'm the managing partner of Hussein Capital as a private investment management firm. We focus on real assets. Right now we're working on car wash roll-up, where we're looking to buy up to 15 car washes in Western Canada. If you'd like to learn more, please scan barcode or QR code down there.
All right.
Thank you.